Hi, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today I'm going to show you about the pop bumper and how the wiring for the bulbs work. So today, this is a Gottlieb, and a lot of the Gottliebs use this Mylar non-sticky, non-adhesive protector. And you notice this one has been cut. The original one was cut. I cut it exactly how the original one was, because it goes on right there to protect this circle. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to assemble this pop bumper. We're going to notice how this gets screwed down so we can get the ring going the right way and have this arrow of the ring pointing towards the top of the playfield. So that will go like that. And we'll get the bumper assembly. Oh my goodness! I dropped it. Get this bumper assembly on first. This is the part that pulls down and smacks the ball. We want that to line with these two screw holes right here. This screw hole and that screw hole to line up correctly. Now since that's like that, we're going to take the spring, strap the spring down, and this assembly holds the spring down and allows the skirt to have that pivot and spring back. Now that will just slide right straight down, right through there. Now we get our two screws that go in. These are special screws. If I can get them on here. Notice how the head is, I guess, beveled. It's so it sits down low inside the pop bumper assembly. So you gotta get that done first. Not going tight all the way. So we'll do that by hand. Those are tight enough. They're not gonna vibrate loose or anything. Now, if you noticed the light assembly, I put my bulbs in first because this bottom part right here and the way the bulb hits the bottom, sometimes they're not tight or nothing. So I usually put the bulbs in first and then adjust them just so I can get this as tight as possible. Sometimes I put a little dab of solder on the bottom of the bulb to make it tighter in there. But this one was good. That one was a pain in the butt. And these just slide down straight through the holes and push all the way down. Alright, that's like that. So let's get this playfield flipped over so we can get the soldering it back on. So we'll be back in a second. Alright, we're underneath the playfield. So we're going to pull this pop bumper off. I chose this one because it's a lot easier to see. It's a lot easier to see than right on this one. This just comes off here. Now you will notice on here, these are the legs for the light. I'll make sure, I'm going to lift up on it, make sure it's pulled, seated all the way, and I'm going to bend these on an angle. Now, if you notice, this leg right here is between the mount hole here and the mount hole here with the pop bumper. because when we put the pop bumper back down, we don't want that wire to short on it. So I am actually going to move it over just a little bit so it's more in the middle. And then this one is perfectly out of the way right here. So we don't have to worry about that. I got to get my little screwdriver, my flux, and my solder, so we can get this assembled correctly. And let's put this right there, turn this over this way. Okay, where's the garbage? Here we go. Take a little bit of my flux. I just use a toothpick. We're going to put it right under where the bulb goes, and then on the end of it where the wire attaches to. We'll put a little bit on this wire too. That is kind of like a, I don't know if you would call it a glue, a cleaner for the wire. My soldering iron, solder on it, and we are gonna get this touched together. Do a wiggle test on it. That is tight, and it's out of the way from everything. This one I used the screwdriver on it to hold it down because it what do you call it? I don't have a wire to touch it down to. Let me get this straight. I don't have a wire to touch it down to, and plus this just attaches to the ground wire. Let's get this out of the way. Hope you can see it halfway decent. And this has a big blob of solder on it from the factory, so I'm just melting it back on. As I see it cooled, lift up on it, and that's how that's all soldered together. Now that light is all 100% working, and that is how the light assembly is attached through the pop bumper. Now you can remove that by either taking the side cutters and just cutting the lead off the socket, or like I do, I just heat up the wire and then pull the wire off, and then I use my screwdriver, heat up the solder, and then pull that off, and then I can pull the pop bumper assembly through the playfield. And then I always discard these light sockets because they're garbage. They're dirty after all the years. They lose a little bit of their tension on how they react with new bulbs and stuff. And I just, every machine I shop, no matter what it is, I put brand new sockets in there. Whether the customer knows it or not, they get a brand new socket. And the new ones are an exact duplicate of the original, so you couldn't even tell anyways. But that's how we put a brand new light socket in a pop bumper assembly. And thanks for watching. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I don't know. It's somewhere on the bottom there. Hit the like button. Give my daughter a thumbs up for doing the editing on this video. And thank you very much. And find us on Facebook at Mark's Basement Arcade. Thank you. Later.